Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. In order to see the full screen, you can click on these three dots. Okay, and in the bottom, right bottom, you have these three dots. Right, click on that, and you can go for let me show you. full screen, full screen option to see the full screen. Okay, yeah. So let's get started. So let me introduce myself. Myself, Hitesh. I do have overall 13 plus years of experience in IT and working in as an SM in one of the top MNCs. So since last 5 6 years, I'm working on Snowflake. My complete career is into data side. That's brief about myself. So if you take who this course is for, it is for working professionals or even from complete non-SQL or non-IT background folks. That is freshers, complete non-IT, non-SQL background folks, because we are going to cover everything from basic. Okay, so even basic SQL, will get started with basic SQL and then go to the advanced topics in Snowflake as well. So even if you're complete fresher or from non-IT background as well, you'll be able to understand and continue, and it will be easy to learn as well. The major advantage with Snowflake is the content is restricted and you can easily learn, and you will be able to survive once you get a job on Snowflake. Okay, what are the prerequisites for this course? For anyone, what are the prerequisites are like good to have SQL knowledge. Okay, so even if you are not familiar with SQL, as I said, don't worry, we'll be getting started with SQL basics. So we are going to have SQL sessions separately. If you are from SQL background, so how it is Monday to Friday we'll have Snowflake sessions. Every Saturday we are going to have a SQL session, and when we start our actual contents, we will start with SQL basics. Then we'll start the Snowflake contents, and further sessions will be every Saturday we are going to have SQL session, and Monday to Friday it will be Snowflake sessions. Okay, so if you take regarding any installations or what level of do you need high-end computer or laptop? No. Okay, no software installation is required for Snowflake. Since it is software as a service in cloud, you just need browser and internet for you to practice Snowflake. Okay, we have in our regular sessions we'll get started with how to create a Snowflake free trial. So you'll get 120 days free trial without any debit card details. Okay, and that also we can extend. Got it? So for practice, you don't have any issue. It is not licensed tool. It is in cloud. It is available as software as a service. You'll understand what is software as a service. Okay, I'll explain that. And in cloud, it is available as a pay-as-you-go model. That is based on usage. We are going to pay the cost. Okay, so before we get started with the actual demo, so there are a lot of tools and technologies available in market, right? Why do you specifically need to learn Snowflake? What advantage you get by learning Snowflake? Let's understand. It is one of the demanding hot skill in market even now. See, if you compare 2 3 years back, IT market is down now, but still on Snowflake, a lot of our candidates are able to crack interviews and they're getting offers on Snowflake. The reason is Snowflake is still demanding hot skill in market, and it has um, a lot of clients are using Snowflake. Apart from that, why our candidates are clicking, I mean, they are able to crack interviews, is like we are going to cover CA. And before we go to that, before learning any skill, you should know how the market is. It should be useful for you, right? So on Snowflake side, even now, even though the market is down, you are going to have, I mean, a lot of opportunities. You'll get entry schedules, and a lot of our candidates from previous batch also, they got placed. And majority of the candidates who are attending demo right now in the today's session also are majority of them are from referral who got placed earlier. Those candidates, they have referred their friends or I mean and they're all referral from their side. Okay, so if you see the market trend on Snowflake, right? So whatever is your overall experience, okay, the current market trend, whatever is your overall experience, if you have 2 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience, I mean, this is overall experience. Out of this, we can keep 2 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience. Since Snowflake is a new technology, right? They won't expect you to be having more experience. Like say, they won't expect you to have like overall. Suppose if you have 5 years, they won't expect you to have full 5 years of relevant experience on Snowflake. Since it is a new technology, even if you keep 2 3 years of relevant Snowflake experience, you'll have opportunities. That is another advantage with Snowflake since it is a new technology. And all of a sudden it started booming. So if you take Snowflake since 2019, 2020 onwards, it started booming. Okay, from 2020 onwards. So they won't expect you to be having overall experience. Suppose if you have 7 years of experience or 5 years of experience, the complete overall experience they won't expect to be on Snowflake. Out of your overall experience, relevant Snowflake experience, what they would expect is 2 to 4 years. So whatever is your overall experience, if you claim 2 to 4 years of Snowflake experience, you will be considered as a, I mean, for the Snowflake positions openings. Okay. So if you take packages in India, even if you keep 2 years overall experience, you get like a 8.59 lakhs, that range, 8 to 9 lakhs range. And how, I mean, you will get packages in India is, suppose, for example, you have 5 years of experience. Okay, 5 years of experience, then you will get packages in this range. 5 into 3, that is 15 lakhs. Okay, and 5 into 4. And this is the average package what you get. But yeah, at least 5 into 2.5, that is, it is like 12.5, 12.5 to up to 5 into 4. In this range, you can get an average. If you're getting right opportunity, you will get more than this also. That is up to 20. This is the average packages that you get, or the Snowflake. That is years of experience. Whatever is your overall experience that you are going to have, okay, into 2.5. That is 2.5 times. That is like, this is like 12, and 5 into 4. It is like 20. In this range, you can get up to this much. Okay, suppose you have 4 years of experience. Okay, then 4 into 2.5 to 4 into 5, up to this much. This much packages you can get. Okay, 10 to 20 lakhs. Sorry, 4 into 4. Okay, years of experience into 4, up to 4, that is 60. In this range, you can get the packages. Okay, up to the average packages in India on Snowflake. Okay, and we'll see the technical reasons why Snowflake has all of a sudden started booming, and it is trending skill in market. Before that, why our candidates are clicking, especially why the candidates who took training from us, they are able to crack interviews and they're getting offers. If you take the training, will be in depth training, you will get complete resources. Okay, see, let me show you. So if you take any topic daily basis, you are going to get like I mean, the code, the SQL code that is used in that session. Okay, the detailed document recording. Okay, and then interview preparation kit. So this will have the questions and answers on all, I mean, that specific topic. What all possible questions and answers that you get in interviews. Okay, the questions with answers, even scenarios with solutions you are going to have. Got it? So This is one thing. Apart from this, end of this training, you are going to get project overview. What we observed is majority of the candidates fail to, explain the project during interviews, self-introduction and project. So we're going to have detailed project session, so which covers multiple migrations from SQL or Oracle. Okay, and then you'll get detailed document here as well. Okay, let's say for your self-introduction, and we are going to customize now. From now onwards, we're going to provide customized approach for candidates based on your communication level. Okay, based on your technical skills, we'll assess, and then we'll provide you the introduction, self-introduction for you candidates. What you need to explain, and the project. It's not just self-intro; it is even the project. It covers the project as well. What you need to explain. Got it? And if you see a daily basis, you're going to get this code when in detail, whatever for each topic. Okay, so you'll get all the resources, complete resources for you to learn. Okay, and even if you are going to claim certain experience, guys, can someone go on mute? There is some noise. If there is any confusion, you can ask. If there are any doubts, we'll take it in the end. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So you are going to, even if you are going to claim certain experience on Snowflake, right? You don't have to worry, since you are going to get the complete resources. You can easily manage. Even if you claim 2 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience on Snowflake, you can easily manage that level of experience on Snowflake. And once you join, also you don't face any issues because you already are well trained, and all possible scenarios what you get, what are the issues that you face in projects. Okay, all those use cases scenarios will be discussed in detail, so you are not going to face an issue. So apart from this, what are the technical reasons why Snowflake has demand? Let's understand that. Okay, so if you take Snowflake, right, we call it earlier when Snowflake started, um, we used to tell Snowflake as a cloud data warehouse, but now it is cloud data platform. It's not just data warehouse. You'll understand, guys. If you're not from data background, or if you're not from IT background, you don't worry. Yeah, regular sessions will get started from very basic. You'll understand what is database, what is data warehouse. Okay, everything in detail. Okay, you don't have, if any terms, if you're not familiar, don't worry. Regular sessions will get started from very basics. Okay, what is a database? What is SQL basics? Okay, from that level we'll get started. So if you take the main advantage for Snowflake is it is cloud data platform. It is available as software as a service in all three leading cloud platforms, like say Microsoft Azure, okay, Amazon Web Services, and Google Cloud Platform. So if you learn Snowflake, irrespective of which technology, which cloud your client is using, you will have opportunities. Okay, either your client is using Azure, or if your client is using AWS or Google Cloud. If you learn Snowflake, you will have opportunities. Got it? Irrespective of the cloud. Few clients might be using Azure, Microsoft Azure. Few clients might be using AWS. Right? These are the major public cloud platforms. And now I hope everyone are aware everything is on cloud. Majority of the clients, they are already migrated to cloud, and a few clients are migrating to cloud now. Okay, so if you take Snowflake, since it is available on all public clouds, Microsoft Azure, AWS, and GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So if you learn Snowflake, irrespective of which cloud your client is using, you are going to have the opportunities. Okay, you'll have the job opportunities and openings. Okay, so if you take the technical reasons, Let me explain you. So earlier, the purpose of Snowflake was primarily as a data warehouse. But data warehouse means on high level, the way use database for analysis purpose. For analysis purpose, okay. In our regular sessions, we are going to have a detailed session on data warehouse. You'll get complete clarity on it, what it is, okay. What is the first we'll have a SQL or database basic session, then we'll have the data warehousing session. So it is completely structured. The training is completely structured. Each topic will be covered at the right time, okay, so that you can understand easily, okay. So if you take relational databases, right, I mean, if you wanted to understand the technically why Snowflake is demanding, let's go into the background. Like, say, if you take relational databases, you would have heard about Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL. You would have heard about these relational databases, right? In these relational databases, how it is this, okay? If you install this software, either Oracle or SQL Server in a computer, we call that as a database server. So all your data, it will be stored in the hard disk of that particular computer, okay. In the database server, in the machine where you install that software, okay, all our data where it gets stored is, it will be stored in the hard disk of that particular computer, okay. So how users will access that data? Through network will access that data. Users are going to access that data from that database server through network, okay. So here the problem with this relational databases is, here it is going to be a single machine, single computer, okay, where all your data will be stored. And when you run your queries through network, you need, if you wanted to run anything, you need compute power, right? In order to run, see, usually to access the data that is there in database, okay, you need SQL. I mean, you are going to write a SQL query. So when you run that SQL query, is SQL, right? The language that we interact with database, we call it as SQL, structured query language. It is like general English. You're not. It will not be tough. It will be very easy to learn. It is like general English. We'll be getting started with SQL basics only, as I said. Okay, in our regular sessions. So in order to run a query on database, right, it would require compute resources like processor, RAM. Okay, in case of this regular relational databases like Oracle or SQL Server, how you would get that compute power is making use of the compute power of same machine. You are here, all your data will be stored in your hard disk, in the hard disk of this computer, okay. And when we run any queries, it will make use of the compute power of this machine, the processor, RAM, SSD of this particular machine or computer, okay. So the problem is, when volume of data increases, as the number of users, if number of users increase, volume of data increase, you will face performance issues, okay. In order to avoid that performance here, in order to avoid that performance issues, what we can do is, we can increase the capacity of this server to high-end server. Like, say, we can add more hard disk, we can add more CPU, RAM, we can add more RAM. Got it? Okay. So to the same computer, we are going to add more compute resources like RAM, SSD. Okay, we will upgrade this, but it is like if we can scale it vertically. This RDBMS, relational databases like Oracle or SQL Server, we can scale them vertically. That is, we can add more resources to the same mission. It is like one big mission will do all the work for you. Okay. So think logically. Even if you are very talented, you have limited time, right? 24 hours. How much work you can do? There is certain limit, right? Even if you are very talented, but you can, if you can distribute that work to multiple resources, multiple persons, then you can get that work done faster, right? So horizontal scaling is like, you can distribute that workload to multiple computers. You can create a group of computers, If you create a group of computers, we call it as cluster. Okay, cluster. Okay. If you take Hadoop big data, right? There you are going to have a cluster, a group of computers. You will distribute that workload to group of computers. Got it? But here in relational databases, you can scale this database server vertically, but not horizontally. Okay, so that's where you will face. You will still have these issues like of scalability. That is, like performance issues. You cannot scale it horizontally, right? So you will still have issues with performance, volume of data, all these things. That's when Hadoop came in. Big data Hadoop. You would have heard about big data Hadoop, right? So big data means it's not just volume; it is variety and velocity also. That is different types of data. Nowadays, you know, right? Volume of data is growing very fast. You have unstructured data also, like audio files, video files, images, PDFs. This kind of data is also growing fast. That is variety, different types of data. Okay, so velocity means, you know, like the speed of change. So data is growing very fast at a very fast rate. If you take 10 years back, in last 10 years, how much volume of data that got generated? Within 1 year, now that much volume of data is being generated. So speed of change is there. Okay. So these three ways: volume, variety, velocity. We call it as big data. To handle big data, Hadoop came in. Hadoop. Okay. Say 7, 8 years back, Hadoop was a buzz, right? So it did not succeed as expected. Hadoop projects. The reason is there are flaws in its architecture. Here, one of the major problem with Hadoop architecture, in simple terms, data is also distributed. It is distributed horizontally. You can distribute. You can have a cluster, and you can distribute the workload. But here, data is also distributed. So, in our regular session, I'll explain in detail about what are the problems we have in relational database, what are the problems we have in Hadoop big data, how Snowflake has overcome that. Okay, if you take Snowflake architecture, right? We have 3 layers in Snowflake architecture. Okay, the advantage with Snowflake architecture is here storage and compute are separate. Here, if you observe, right? In case of Snowflake architecture, guys, you are able to see my screen, right? Any issues for anyone? Hello?
Yeah, yeah,
No, sir.
we can.
Okay. So in case of Snowflake architecture, the main advantage is storage is separate, compute is separate. Okay, query processing means it is compute layer. So in storage layer, all the data gets stored in Snowflake own format. Like say it stores in micro partitions and columnar format in cloud. In cloud. So coming to the cloud background, let me give an overview on cloud background. Okay. So if you take, I was telling about this relational databases, right? Relational databases like Oracle, SQL Server. So if you are maintaining this server, database server on your own, right? We call it as on premises. On premises. That means in the client premises, they are going to maintain everything. They'll buy a computer, they'll install the software. Okay, that is buying a computer is like hardware. Okay, they'll take care of hardware, that infrastructure part, that network setup. Okay, they'll install that software, they'll maintain the database. Everything the client itself will take care. That is like on premises. We call it as on premises. Okay, so the client has to buy the computer, he has to install all the software, he has to take care of networking. Okay, then he will manage his data after installing the software, right? So everything client itself will take care. That is like on premises. If you take in cloud, okay, 1 second. In cloud, this public cloud providers like AWS, Azure, GCP, what they're going to do is they'll maintain. See, usually, let me show you one thing. This database servers, right? This database servers, if your client is maintaining on its own, if your client is maintaining that database server on their own in their premises, that is like on premises. Usually, your clients, it's not just one database server. There will be multiple database servers with each client. okay, based on their business. For each application, suppose bank, you have, they'll maintain a separate database server for banking services. They'll maintain a separate database for insurance services. They'll maintain a separate database server for credit related services. Okay, so this way there'll be multiple database servers. So if you maintain all database servers, I mean, okay, all those database servers at one place, we'll call it as data center. Okay, if this data center is being, see, even these things you are going to get understand in detail in our regular sessions. Don't get confused. This is on high level. In demo, we cannot cover everything. Even the relational database, what are the advantages with I mean, what issues we have in relational database and Hadoop big data, and what advantage we have in Snowflake in detail, we'll discuss in our regular sessions as well. Today I'll explain on high level what is the main advantage with Snowflake architecture. So here, if you are maintaining data center, I mean, a data center on your own. Data center means a place where your client will maintain all their servers, database servers at one place. If they maintain that, we call it as data center. If your client is maintaining data center on their own, okay, then it is, we call it as what, on premises. Okay, so if you take cloud providers, this AWS, Azure, GCP, they'll maintain data centers across the globe, across the world, in different regions. They'll maintain these data centers, okay, throughout the world. Even in India, there are a couple of data centers. From Azure, if you take for Azure, they have a data center in Pune. For AWS, they have data center in Singapore. Okay, throughout the world, they have data centers. In US, there are, in multiple regions, they have data centers. So what these cloud providers will do is, they'll maintain computers, okay, the database, this data centers across the world. Okay, they'll have high-end computers. So you don't have to buy that computer entirely. Suppose I need a computer in cloud, okay, for 1 month. I can choose what configuration, what is the hard disk I need, what is the RAM I need, what is the processor I need. I can select. Okay, I can select based on that configuration. If if you want that computer for 1 month, I can pay only for 1 month. I don't have to buy that entire computer. You got it? Based on usage, you'll pay the cost in cloud. Okay, the cloud providers will be maintaining data centers across the world. Okay, they will provide the compute infrastructure. So based on usage, will pay the cost. That's how it is in these cloud providers would operate. Okay, so if you take these cloud providers, they would operate in three models. See, on premises means if everything you are maintaining on your own. These cloud providers, they'll operate in these three models. I'll explain about them. So what these three models are based on, how much you can do and wanted to manage, okay, by yourself, how much you want the cloud provider to manage. Okay, cloud provider to manage. Let me explain you an example, you'll understand. See here. On premises means everything you manage, that is your client manages. Okay, like say networking, storage, servers, operating system installation, runtime, that is whatever software you need, you can install and manage the data and applications. Everything your client is going to manage. In case of infrastructure as a service, this is in cloud. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. These are the three models how cloud providers operate. Okay, infrastructure as a service means you will get infrastructure from cloud side. See, managed by in case of Azure, it will be managed by Microsoft. In case of AWS, it will be managed by Amazon. If in case of Google Cloud Platform, it will be managed by GCP. I mean, in case of GCP, it is managed by Google Cloud. Google. Okay. So what all things are managed by cloud provider? Networking, storage, servers, virtualization. That is, infrastructure as service means, in simple terms, you will get a virtual machine in cloud. You will get a computer in cloud. Okay. You can, what your client can manage is, the client can install whatever OS, either Windows or Linux, what operating system they want, they can install. They can install the software, whatever software they want. Okay, and they can manage the data and applications. That is infrastructure as a service. Here, this part is managed by cloud provider, okay, which is in say kind of green, and which is in blue is managed by your client. Okay, but in on-premises, everything is managed by your client. If you take platform as a service, you what your client manages will still go down. Okay, along with a machine in cloud, operating system, I mean the software. Okay, that also will be managed by your cloud provider itself. You have to manage the data and applications. In case of software as a service, even the data and applications are also managed by the cloud provider itself. If you take Snowflake, it is software as a service in cloud, SaaS. So how it is? Majority of the things the cloud provider itself will manage. Okay, Snowflake itself it is going to manage majority of the things since it is software as a service. Your clients can it will be easy for us to use Snowflake in simple terms. You don't have to worry about infrastructure, all these things. I mean, for your better understanding, take one example. Like say, you want a burger, homemade burger, where you prepare everything. That is like on premises. Okay, nowadays you're getting rented kitchens, right? From you will get kitchen, electricity, and grill in the rented kitchen. You have to get the buns, ingredients, and cook the burger. It is like infrastructure as a service. Platform as a service means buns also they'll only provide. Ingredients you have to get and cook the burger. It is like platform as a service. If you take software as a service, you will order a burger, you'll get it to your home. You will have to just eat it. That simple it is. Okay, I mean, actual examples of this for your infrastructure service, platform as service, software as service. For your better understanding, I'm explaining that other example. Burger is the one. Okay, so if you see here, right? I mean, this software as a service, majority of the things your cloud provider itself will manage. Our Snowflake is available as a software as a service in cloud, all three public clouds, AWS, Azure, and GCP, Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, and Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so I mean, for your clients, the management, I mean, the infrastructure side, admin activities, everything is taken care by Snowflake itself. So here, coming to the Snowflake architecture, as I said, the main advantage is storage is separate and compute is separate, right? In case of relational database, your Oracle or SQL server, storage, all data is stored in hard disk of that computer, and compute, you'll get compute power using the compute power of the same machine, same computer. It is coupled architecture. Storage and compute are in same machine. But in Snowflake architecture, right? Storage is separate, compute is separate. Okay. What is the advantage with this? So if you take storage layer, all your data gets stored in cloud. Okay. Since data is stored in cloud, there is no limit in terms of volume of data you can store. You can store even petabytes of data. Okay. Your client doesn't have to worry about volume of data, how much volume of data they can store. Got it? They can store even petabytes of data. So we'll have a detailed session on storage, how data gets stored in Snowflake as we progress. Okay, but since it is in cloud, there is no limit in terms of how much volume of data you can store in storage layer of Snowflake. And coming to query processing, in query processing, you have something called virtual warehouses. What is this virtual warehouse? Let me explain. See, query processing means how you get compute power to run your queries is using virtual warehouses. Okay, let me explain about virtual warehouses on high level. See, to run anything, we need compute resources, which is nothing but, I mean, how you get that in Snowflake is using virtual warehouses. Okay, to run anything, we need compute resource. Compute resources means your processor, CPU, RAM, memory means RAM. Okay, temporary storage like SSD. So that we call it as compute resources. How you would get this compute resources in Snowflake is using virtual warehouses. Okay, using virtual warehouse you get. What is a virtual warehouse? It is a cluster of compute nodes. Virtual warehouse is a cluster of compute nodes. Cluster means group. Okay, here anywhere in our going forward in our sessions, if you are referring to machine or node is nothing but a computer. Machine, node or not, is nothing but computer. Okay, we call a computer as machine or node also. Node also, it is nothing but a computer. Okay, What is a virtual warehouse? It is a cluster of compute nodes. Okay, group of computers you would get to run your queries. So in Snowflake, how you would get this compute power is using virtual warehouses. What is a virtual warehouse? Virtual warehouse is nothing but cluster of compute nodes. Actually, this virtual warehouse comes in different t-shirt sizes like extra small, small, medium, large. If you take extra small, you will get a compute power of one machine. Okay, a cluster of one compute node. Small means a cluster of two compute nodes. A group of two computers power you would get. Medium means a group of four computers power you would get. Large means group of eight computers power you would get. Excel means group of a cluster of 16 compute nodes. See, it keeps doubling. Okay, I mean, in the back end, you will get a group of 16 computers. If I choose the virtual warehouse size as Excel, I mean, that much power I am going to get to run my queries. Okay, got it? So you can increase the warehouse size up to 6XL like this. See, extra small means 1. You will get a compute power of 1 machine. Small means you will get a compute power of 2 machines. Medium means 4. Large means 8. XL means 16. 2XL means 32. 3XL means 64. It keeps on doubling if you observe. Okay, medium 4, large 8, XL 16. It keeps on doubling. It's going to double for each size. 4XL 128, 5XL 256, 6XL 512. That is, if I choose the virtual warehouse size as 6XL, I would get compute power of how much? 512 computers power. A group of a cluster of 512 computers I'm going to get in the backend. So you don't have to worry. In Snowflake manages all these clusters. Okay, you can choose in a fraction of seconds, you can increase or decrease the warehouse size. Let me show you. Suppose this is Snowflake user interface. Okay, here to run anything. Suppose I want to run select star from this table. Select star. This is SQL. Select star from table name. Star means all columns from this table. Suppose if I have to run this query, here is where I choose the virtual warehouse. See, this is the virtual warehouse. Now the size is extra small. So this size I can increase it to. See, let me show you. I can increase this size to. See, you have options small, medium, large, XL, 2XL, 3XL, 4XL. Up to 6XL, you can increase the warehouse size. Suppose if I choose medium, okay, I've selected. See, within fraction of seconds, I can increase even to bigger warehouse size, large, XL, okay, up to 6XL. So if I now I have selected large in the back end, now if I use this warehouse, okay, to run my query, if I go and run this, I'll get data. But to run this query, now in the background, I'm going to get compute power of how much? Large means what is the size? Large means a cluster of 8 compute nodes. Okay, in the backend, I'll get compute power of 8 machines to run my queries. You got it? So this way, you can see. Don't worry about this. I'll show you how to sign up and how to create a virtual warehouse, how to use it, all these things in detail. On high level, I'm telling for your reference what is this? Okay, a virtual warehouse. So to run your queries, how you would get compute power in Snowflake is using virtual warehouses. Virtual warehouse is nothing but cluster of compute nodes. It comes in different t-shirt sizes, extra small, small, medium, large. Up to 6XL, we can increase the warehouse size. Okay, so the advantage here is you don't have to worry about compute also. Compute power also, you don't have to worry. So compute power, you will get using virtual warehouses. There are different sizes of virtual warehouses. Up to 6XL, you can increase anytime. And how you will pay cost for this? Suppose I have used 6XL warehouse for 65 seconds. I'll pay cost only for 65 seconds. Here, since storage and compute are not in same machine, whenever we are not using compute, whenever we don't require compute. As I said, Snowflake is primarily used for analysis purpose, right? So over the weekend, say Saturday, Sunday, for example, or during night times, no one is using, no one is running any queries, for example. Then we can suspend these virtual warehouses. We can suspend these virtual warehouses to save the compute cost. Okay, and I'm using say a bigger warehouse. Say I'm going to use this 6XL warehouse, for example, for 65 seconds. I'm running very complex query with huge volume of data. I'm using bigger warehouse size, 4XL. Okay, I used it for 65 seconds. I'll pay cost only for 65 seconds. Okay, I'm not going to pay for um, more time. Based on usage, I'll pay the cost. Even costing, pricing, we'll discuss in detail. There are couple of conditions how it charges, but based on usage, we'll pay the cost in Snowflake. Okay, and actually, practically in real projects, even if you have petabytes of data, you don't need virtual warehouse size bigger than Excel, but you have the options to increase it up to 6XL. 6XL means it's not a minor thing. You are going to get a cluster of 512 computers, a group of 512 computers power you are going to get. That is not minor thing. That is not a small thing. Okay, if you have to manage this big cluster, by yourself, if your client has to manage a group of 512 computers on their own, it is not that easy. Okay, in Snowflake is handling all these things in the backend since it is software as a service. Within fraction of seconds, I can increase or decrease the warehouse size. Okay, it's not just the 6XL 512 cluster of 512 computers. There is an option. Okay, this virtual warehouse I can configure in auto scale mode. So during peak hours, suppose right? Suppose if you take big billion days are happening in Flipkart or Amazon, sometimes in a Great Indian Sale or some sort of sales happens, right? During that time, all of a sudden, the load on that server will be high. In such scenarios, for example, okay, here all of a sudden, there'll be more workload on your server, right? Many users will be trying to access. So, whenever number of users are more, in such scenario, if you set your virtual warehouse in auto scale mode, we are going to discuss all this in detail, how to configure your virtual warehouse in auto scale mode and in detail about virtual warehouse. So you'll get, if you set it in auto scale mode, automatically Snowflake will add additional clusters of this size, of any size. Okay, suppose if it is 6XL warehouse, it will get additional clusters of 6XL up to 10 automatically whenever there is many number of users are there. And once the number of users go down, automatically Snowflake removes those clusters. It adds additional clusters, removes those clusters. Okay, so up to 10 clusters it can add. So if you take 6XL 512, you will get a cluster of 512 computers. Up to 10 clusters it can add. That is up to 5120 compute machines. That is up to 5120 computers, group of computers. You can increase the compute power. So you can think of how many, how much volume of data you can deal, how many users you can deal with this virtual warehouse. Snowflake compute. It is like almost unlimited scale. Okay, you don't have to worry about your clients doesn't have to worry about storage or compute, and how they'll pay the cost based on usage, truly based on usage. How much time they're using, based on that they'll pay the cost. Even here, whatever additional clusters it is going to add, suppose if that additional cluster is whichever it has added, when queries are waiting, when number of users are more, if it is used for just say 20 seconds, then you'll pay cost only for 20 seconds. Okay, so for clients, right, they don't have to worry about compute or storage, storage or compute, and they can scale them independently to any extent, and they'll pay cost based on usage. That's the reason clients are moving to Snowflake, and it will be easy for them to use because it is available as a software as a service, and it is available on all clouds, AWS, Azure, and GCP. So if your client, suppose your client is using AWS now, they wanted to move to Azure. They have some plans to move to Azure. They don't have to worry. If they use Snowflake, they can integrate with any cloud. Okay. Apart from this, in Snowflake, there are a lot of unique features. Okay, and you will have a doubt. If I learn Snowflake, how many days it will be there? In a sense, this demand will be there. Okay, how long I'll have demand on Snowflake? Everyone will have doubt, right? You don't have to worry at all, because since Snowflake is software as a service, okay, in the background, whatever is trending on your data side. Suppose nowadays, right, Chat GPT is trending. Chat GPT. I hope everyone would have used Chat GPT, right? That integration also is already available in Snowflake. Okay, since it is software as a service, the core is this. The core of the architecture, all these are same. On top of this, since Snowflake is software as a service, in the background, Snowflake has a very big development team. So I mean, their own product team. Even in India, Snowflake has offices. Okay, so I mean, they have their employees in India as well, and even Indian clients are also there. If you take Swiggy, Swiggy is also using Snowflake. If you take National Stock Exchange, our stocks are getting traded, right? National Stock Exchange, Bombay. So Mumbai, that particular NSE, National Stock Exchange, also is using Snowflake, for your reference. Okay, Indian clients are also using Snowflake. Lot of US clients, UK clients are using Snowflake. Even you can think of, if even if Indian clients are using Snowflake, then you can think of the demand how for Snowflake. Okay, a lot of clients are using Snowflake, and since it is software as a service, whatever is trending on data side, generative AI, artificial intelligence, right? Generative AI, you have already those services available in Snowflake, Cortex and LLM models. Okay, you have Copilot. I mean, nowadays, if you are smart enough, without writing query, also you can get the query within Snowflake. You have such options available in Snowflake. If you just give in natural language like English, right? Write me a query or write me a procedure to perform this. If you give properly, Snowflake has the capability to give you the query or procedure. Got it? Without writing the code. Okay. And even unstructured like that. Suppose you have PDF. Okay. You have to extract text out of it. That kind of things within Snowflake you can do without having any additional things. Okay. Third party tools or something. Whatever. So if you take this Cortex, you have Cortex Analyst, Cortex Search. Okay. A lot of generative AI related services also already available in Snowflake. So even if something new is coming up in on data side, that will be already available. The Snowflake team will make it available in Snowflake. It's up to the client whether they wanted to use it or not. Okay, but they want uh, all features. Okay, if anyone is migrating to Snowflake, Snowflake wanted that client to use everything within Snowflake. They don't want to again look at some other product. Got it? That way, Snowflake is, is performing. They are working out that way. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the future as well. If you learn Snowflake, it will be there for a long time. That's what it is. Okay, and there are a lot of unique features on Snowflake, like time travel. Okay, you have data sharing, data marketplace. What is this data marketplaces? Suppose everyone will make use of that data for their own analysis. After making use of that data for my own analysis, if I have to sell my data and make money, let me show you. I wanted to sell my data and make money. That also I can do in Snowflake. So you have something called marketplace. Let me show you. You have AML Studio. All these are new features in Snowflake. I mean, even though clients are not using it that much, this is there are all new features. But in case if your client wanted to use AI, ML, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, they don't have to move to something else. Within Snowflake, you have all these features available. Agents, Snowflake intelligence. Okay, you have this AI agents. Agents is nothing but artificial intelligence agents, models. Everything within Snowflake they are available. Okay, so the client doesn't have to go to some other cloud. Okay, majority of the integrations are available. Let me, what I wanted to show marketplace, right? Yeah, marketplace. Here, if I wanted to sell some data, it's not just data, even applications. In Snowflake, you can build data applications also. Okay, so they acquired an company called Streamlit. Streamlit was a data app provider application. You can create data applications using Streamlit. So Snowflake has acquired that, and Within Snowflake, you can create data applications now, data apps. Okay, and you can sell them. I mean, you can use those applications for your own purpose, for your own business, and you can sell them to others also and to make money. You getting it? So, lot of unique features are available in Snowflake. That's the reason clients are using Snowflake. That's what I wanted to highlight. And for you, compared to any other technologies or service, I mean tools, right? Content is restricted in Snowflake. The content is not vast. Okay, content is restricted content, and it will be easy to learn. Mainly SQL is the core for Snowflake. Mid-level of SQL is required, and all features will be interesting and it will be easy to learn. Since it is software as a service, right? The configuration part or maintenance, these kind of things, Snowflake only will take care. You don't have to worry, because you can even how you sign up for Snowflake is like Gmail. You will sign up and you can use. Okay, as we progress, you'll understand. Got it? Even cyber security workloads it has. If you take, you would have familiar with Databricks or Spark, which is part of big data ecosystem. That feature also is available in Snowflake. Okay, and a lot of other workloads Snowflake is adding. So I mean, it's up to the client whether they wanted to use it or not. But if something is trending on data side, that feature will be available in Snowflake. It's up to the client if they wanted to use it or not. So for you also, you have to be strong in the core fundamentals of Snowflake. On top of it, suppose if your client wanted to use any other option feature, right, new feature within Snowflake, you'll have quick starts in Snowflake for learning also. Yeah, they have got their quick starts. I mean, suppose you wanted to, your client asked you to do some research on I mean on the new feature, let's say Cortex, for example. You have Snowflake quick starts. Okay, there you will find I mean the complete info about how to get started with it. Okay, including the code, detailed steps. Suppose if I search for here, all new features. Got it? From here, you'll get, suppose if I click this, AI powered, this is like AI powered embedded analytics through ThoughtSpot, something. ThoughtSpot is a reporting tool, okay? Business intelligence tool. So how to connect to Snowflake, how to use that, the complete details along with the code you'll find here, okay? So for learning also, they will only provide resources from the Snowflake side. I mean, if on new features, whatever new features, what we should be familiar as the core fundamentals that we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, the architecture, the features of Snowflake, like say the use cases, what challenges you face in the real projects, all of that in detail. Any questions or doubts from anyone? Probably our actual sessions will get started from 25th. Okay, we'll be having, before that we may have an SQL session. I'll keep you posted. Okay, whoever has referred you, you can stay in touch with them. Okay, so you'll get updates. Any questions or doubts from anyone? Hello.
Sir, good morning.
Yeah. So here, what before we take the questions, what are the mandatory skills for you to crack interviews on Snowflake and get into Snowflake? Is Snowflake, okay, SQL, data warehousing concepts, okay, and cloud exposure. So, along with Snowflake, mainly AWS and Azure clouds are being used. GCP is rarely used. Google Cloud, even GCP market in the entire cloud market is very less. So mainly AWS and Azure. We are going to cover both AWS and Azure integration with Snowflake. Okay. Apart from these skills, these are mandatory skills. If you are familiar with this, you can crack an interview on Snowflake. Apart from this, if you know any ETL tool, it will be an advantage. Any ETL or reporting. For us, as a part of this training, we'll be covering along with Snowflake Azure Data Factory. That is a ETL tool in Azure. Okay, and DBT, that is data along with Snowflake. DBT is a transformation tool, open source tool. Guys, don't get confused if you're not from data background or if you're a fresher. Okay, in detail in our regular sessions, you'll get to know about ETL, ELT, what are transformations, I mean, all these things. Don't get confused with the terms, what I'm discussing. Okay. So don't worry. Like if you follow the contents properly, daily basis, and so you are going to get the recording code contents also, right? As I have shown. So if you practice them properly, you can easily manage, even if you are claiming certain experience on Snowflake, you can easily manage work. Yeah. Now we can go with the questions.
Yeah, hi, Hitesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were telling the session will start on 25th. So before
Mm.
that, you're starting with the SQL basic, or else starting with that
Yeah. First, the next
Snowflake
session
session
will
only.
be SQL basics, SQL and database
Okay,
basics.
that
Then, yeah, after SQL database basics session, then we'll get started with Snowflake content. Then after
okay.
that,
That
will be
hmm,
every Saturday it will be SQL session. Monday to Friday it will be Snowflake session. That's how it will be.
okay. When will the SQL basic session will start on 25th only, or else before that only?
Yeah, I'll keep you posted. That's what whoever has referred you, you can stay in touch with them.
Okay, okay, sure.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
What will be
This is the
total
timing.
duration of this course?
See, it will be if you take the content right on Snowflake, Snowflake plus SQL, it will be around 50 hours of content. We are going to have 50 hours.
Okay.
Probably, I'm planning for a fast track batch. Fast track in the sense, content we're not going to reduce. It will be instead of 1 hour session, it will be 1.5 hour session. Mostly, I'll update on that as well, so that we can
Okay.
complete the content faster. Mostly from the usually the training timings will be 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning time. Okay, 7:30 to 8:30. So based on candidates' background, if they are fine, I can make it 1.5 hour, 7:30 to 9. Okay, I'll update on this.
And
Either it
in
will-
case of
uh,
if you miss any session due to any
at
reasons,
daily basis, either you are missing the session or not. You are going to
mm,
get the recording and the contents as
okay,
I have taught
okay,
for every topic daily. I was showing you, right? Daily basis, you are going to get the recording. I mean,
okay, okay.
recording, the code, content, interview preparation kit, everything. Okay, daily basis. Any other questions or doubts from anyone?
Do we have limited access to the recordings which you shared to us, Hitesh?
No, no. You'll have unlimited access because we're not going to give only 6 months or something like that.
Okay, okay. Thank
Two, 3 years, it will be there.
you. Okay.
Yeah, and we have if we have any doubts, I can connect it with you anytime, or like, is there any time that you are free so that
See,
we
end
can
of
check?
the training. See, suppose if you take the training 7:30 to 8:30, we are going to have regular session, for example. After 8:30, whatever all your doubts are clarified, till then I'll be there. Still after that, if you have any doubts, I can help you out. That should not be an issue. Okay.
Yes.
But at the end of the training, until all your doubts are clarified, I'll be there. Okay. Even if it is half an hour, 1 hour also, I'll be there after the session to clarify your doubts.
Yeah, like we see that AI is coming to the picture now. So
Yeah,
is that
you
any
don't have
effect
to.
on this?
Already AI is there in Snowflake. You call Snowflake as a Snowflake. I mean AI data cloud. It is not Snowflake data cloud now. Now it is Snowflake AI data cloud. Got it? Okay. See, the thing is everywhere, everyone will say AI, but actually in real projects, it's not at clients are not yet using it. But in case even if they have to use in Snowflake, it is already there. You can use. It is easy only. Since it is software as a service, even if you have to use AI in Snowflake, it will be easy. It is not tough. Okay. We will see some AI related use cases also as a part of training. Okay. I'll explain you how we are going to use that.
Once we completed this course, we can tag to the project, na sir. So easily we can solve the queries.
Yes,
Means,
yes, yes, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
because theory is different,
For
practical is
you,
different.
correct, correct. So that's what. as a part of our training, all like in case of real projects, what you are going to do there, right? As a part of real work, all
Yes.
scenarios we are going to discuss, even the coding on the coding side also. Okay.
Okay. Alone we can solve
So
the queries.
you can easily manage. Yeah, you can easily manage your work if you are smart enough. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
and if you follow our content properly. Yeah.
And hi, Hitesh.
Yeah.
Once we completed this course, is there any get a particular certificate like that?
See, from Snowflake side, there is no pro core certification. Okay, so that is not free. It is a paid certification from Snowflake side. It is not mandatory. If you suppose if you're already working in a company, if you're getting, they'll give vouchers in that company. Okay,
Mhm.
if you have to take on your own, it will cost around $175. Or outside, we have vouchers available. You'll get it in 6,700. But it is not mandatory. Okay. Once you join any company on Snowflake, then you can get it with the certification.
Okay, not mandatory, right?
It's not mandatory.
Thank you.
Even you can easily crack the certification after the end of this training. Snowflake Core, even advanced architect also.
That one also it's paid or
Yeah. Which one? Certification from Snowflake, Snowpro Core certification is a paid certification, but if you are working in any company, they'll give vouchers free of cost. Okay, for that certification. So since it is not mandatory, once you join the project on Snowflake, if once you get an offer, once you join any company, there you can take the certification. For interviews, it is not mandatory. Okay.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
Because I'm asking for we are belong to non-IT background, so I'm
Yeah,
asking.
yeah, don't worry. Non-IT also, it's not a problem. Okay, since we'll be getting started from basics, if you properly follow the content, if you daily practice what we are discussing, you can easily manage. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Any questions or doubts from anyone? Guys, you can stay in touch with whoever has referred you. Okay, I'll get updates from them, and most probably from 25th we'll be getting started. In case if we have any session on 24th, I'll update you. You'll get updates from them. And whoever has doubts, they can stay in the call. Others can drop off. If anyone has any
Hi.
doubts, they can
Hi.
stay in
Is
the
this a
call.
completely coding or non-coding Snowflake SQL?
Coding in a sense, it is SQL. What you are going to use in Snowflake is SQL. SQL will be very easy to learn. It is like general English. You can search.
Yeah, it's all about
Okay.
the commands, queries and commands.
SQL. SQL means it is like general English. Suppose, let me show you. Suppose you wanted to see the tables here. Let me show you. You regarding this UI, you'll get clarity on regular sessions how to use it. Is simple. So suppose I have a set of tables here. I want to see those tables. Show tables. Okay. This will give you the list of tables. It is all like general English. See, it has given me all the list of tables. These are table names: branch, customer, employee. Okay, this is database name. You will get to know. It is all general English only. If you have to create a database, create database name. You got it?
Yeah,
Okay.
got it. Okay.
It is all simple English only. Yeah. If you can't learn this, you can't survive in IT. It is. I mean, easier than this. You don't have any other language in IT, in software. Okay, in software industry.
This will
SQL
be
is
working on real-time projects or how it will go.
yeah. See, in our regular sessions, when we take any topic, we'll be discussing all the possible issues that you face, challenges that you face, how to overcome them. Okay, and end of the training, you'll get a overview on project, like what will be the flow of project, what you will be doing end to end, and even for your, for your interest, you'll get the project overview and self introduction, what you need to discuss about your project and your roles and responsibilities in detail. Okay.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hitesh, what project we will cover in this course?
That's what, man. Like when we are discussing any topic, suppose if you take time travel, what are the use cases of time travel? What are the challenges that you when in which use case will use time travel? What issues you face with it? How in detail about that particular topic we'll discuss. And in the end, when in the project, right, in the project session, you will get the flow of project and multiple like all possible technology tool stack different flows I'll be explaining, not just one. Okay, you will get clarity once by end of this training. In the end we'll discuss project. Suppose you see project from company to company or client to client, it will vary, right? So it might be majority of the Snowflake projects will be migration projects from say SQL Server to Snowflake, Oracle to Snowflake, SAP to Snowflake. Since Snowflake is trending from different databases, different applications, data is migrated to Snowflake. So here, so you see here in the project overview session, my SQL Server to Snowflake migration issues and that particular thing, SAP to Snowflake, Oracle to Snowflake, Netezza to Snowflake, Teradata to Snowflake. This way, multiple things we are going to discuss based on. See, it will help you even once you join any project. We are not sure about what project you are going to get, right? So since we are discussing majority of the things aspects, you can easily manage that work as well. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
DBT is also same in content
Yeah,
only.
the DBT integration will be discussing with Snowflake. So along with Snowflake, if you add DBT, since it is an open source transformation tool, there's a lot of demand in that combination, Snowflake plus DBT. So we'll be discussing that as well.
How many hours it will contain DBT? It's 2 or 3 sessions or?
Yeah. For you to, manage work, how much hour required, that will be discussed. Okay.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Sir,
As I am from non-IT background, so it will be hard for me, or it will be like easy. As you said, SQL is the easiest
so
language.
far, a lot of candidates from non-IT, they have got placed through us. In the sense that they took training and they have got offers and they're working. Okay, you don't worry. What you need is if you should have some good communication, and you should have the dedication to learn. If you're learning it properly, right, you can easily manage. You can easily get an offer as well. You need the dedication and bit of communication. So whatever you have learned, you should express, right? If you have these two things, then you can easily get an offer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm having some knowledge about Azure cloud computing and everything. And one more thing, sir, like you are giving the project tags and everything, and you will teach it theoretical. And what about the practical, sir? Like you will provide this dummy software for practicing and everything.
Today is a demo session. Okay. Today we can't discuss coding. That's what I was showing. Even I was showing you, right? This is not theoretical. Okay. This is all, practical only. See here. Suppose if you take these topics I was showing you, right? Performance optimization. How you do that performance optimization. Okay. All that code, right? Coding also we are going to discuss stored procedures. Even on SQL side, interview preparation and what scenarios you get. Got it? This is not theory, right? This is coding only. Okay, practical coding in a sense SQL. Got it? So we are going to discuss everything. I'm asking. This is not theoretical. It is going to be a practical session. Okay. Today is demo. In demo we can't discuss the coding and all, right? The practical things. This is like an overview of what is Snowflake, why Snowflake is demanding, what we are going to discuss. Okay. So going forward, right, we are going to have practical sessions. Initial 2-3 sessions will be on architecture side, Snowflake architecture, virtual warehouse. Okay. After that, it will be all practical sessions.
Okay.
Any other questions from anyone? See, we are going to discuss what we are going to do in real projects, not theory stuff. Okay, it will be practical, real time.